Jeff Nelson, who knows plenty about World Series activity. Remember, great Yankee in the late 90s and, of course, also in that 2000 season. He went to Seattle and pitched for the Mariners in 01, and they lost the Yankees in the ALCS Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. Jeff, long time, good to talk. How are you today, okay?
Oh, great. And, just hearing Dave Niehouse's voice, man, you missed that.
Oh, you do. And I tell you, you were on two iconic teams. One finished the job, the 98 Yankees with 114 wins, and another team that did not, the Mariners of 01. You're down 2-1 to the Indians, and then you ran into a hot Yankee team in the postseason. What's your thoughts about unfinished business as far as Seattle is concerned the year you were there that first year?
You know what? I mean, we didn't lose a series until after that in 01. We didn't lose a series until after we came back from 9/11. It's funny. You could run a trivia question. I'm sure you know, and I know, of course, but you couldn't ask somebody, okay, name 3 out of the 5 starters that were going that year when we won 116 games. I mean, we had guys that just had outstanding years and, guys that just normal names that had outstanding years. I played on a lot of great Yankee teams, and we had great chemistry. But that 01 team, I don't think that I've ever been on a team or even seen a team that have so much fun and just went out. I mean, we had eight All-Stars. Then we get to the playoffs, and, Seattle thinking, okay, we have the All-Star game. This is going to be finally the time that we get to the World Series, and we barely get past Cleveland. And then we run into the Yankees. And being on the other side, being a Yankee, and then all of a sudden going to Seattle and playing those guys in the ALCS, you could tell. Once we got down to them, and the 5th game after we lost Game 4, I knew it was over, and it was tough. When you win 116 games, you expect to at least go to the World Series.
You do, and I was at all those games. I remember the Game 5, the Yankee crowd there, Jeff, and you were so much a part of it the other way, kept on saying Oakland's better because Oakland won 102 games, and they kept on calling Seattle overrated. Did that bother you, hearing all that chants out in the bullpen, and that bother the Mariners? Because let's face it, if you're a Yankee fan, it was just almost so easy beating Seattle in 5 games. How about the Yankee Stadium chants?
And they were also yelling, we want Nelson, too. So I was like sitting in the bullpen and said, oh, my God, here we go. We were up in Game 4. It was a close game, and we lost in the last couple innings. I wound up pitching the 7th, and Arthur Rhodes, we were up 1-0 because Brett Boone hit a home run. And then the 8th inning, Arthur Rhodes came in, gave up a home run to tie it up, and then Sasaki came in the 9th, and they won. And once we lost Game 4, I knew we were done. Just being from the other side, I think I stayed out up all night. I said, I know this is over in 5. I didn't come in until the sun came up and went around the city by myself because I knew it was over. And it's tough when you have such a great season, and we had such a great bunch of guys. And Lou Piniella was such a, I loved playing for him. I played for him in the beginning of the 90s when he went to Seattle, and then coming back after I won a few World Series with the Yankees, you come back, and he has even more respect for you because obviously he played there. You felt bad because he came out and guaranteed, he said, this is going back to Seattle. I don't care what the Yankees have done and what they do to us here in New York, but we're going back for Game 6. And when it doesn't happen, you feel bad.
Well, it's funny. I remember Piniella's last press conference after Game 5, and he said the way to beat the Yankees, you got to pitch with the Yankees. You had Aaron Seeley, and you had a lot of guys who were not on that level, and that's what killed the Yankees when they got to the World Series because the Diamondbacks had Randy Johnson and Schilling. So you have to pitch with the Yankees, and that's what Seattle did not do in those 5 games. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Aaron Seeley, we played against him when I was a Yankee when he was with the Texas Rangers, and he never really did well against the Yankees in postseason and never really had great postseason numbers. And we had Paul Abbott. Paul Abbott, I think, wound up pitching Game 4 or, whatever it was. We didn't have the named guys. Freddie Garcia was an all-star. He threw 95, 96 then. Then we had Jamie Moyer. We had Joel Pinheiro. So we didn't have frontline guys that could match up against the Yankees. And then, of course, you have Rivera, and then it's over by then. I mean, he was so good. I know he blew it in 01, but still, this guy's amazing. And you have him in the postseason, and it's just done. And the Yankees, the experience, I think that's where it played a part. Everybody talks about experience and playing in old Yankee Stadium. That's intimidating when other teams go in there. Not so much now with the new stadium, but, it's just a factor that, okay, you win 116 games, and you go and you kind of, in some ways, you don't show up, and it's pretty disheartening because 9/11, the country's got around the Yankees, and we were like, hey, how about getting around the Mariners? But,
Yeah.
just because of the experience and the level that the Yankees brought to every playoff game and every playoff series was, it's tough to overcome.
It was. I mean, remember, the Indians won on 111, and the old Cubs, I believe, had the record that you broke. How conscious were the Mariners of getting that to 116? That was obviously a big deal for you guys in late September, correct?
It was, but, right in the middle, obviously, in September, we go through that 10-day span where we didn't play because of 9/11. Everybody was like, oh, is this going to take the wind out of the Mariners' sails? They're not going to sit there and break it. But it kept us going. And, baseball, we didn't think about the win. We just thought about going out there and, playing for our fans, trying to take, put an experience and putting it, trying to not forget what happened in New York, but try to, help people, put a smile on their face. So we thought about that more. I remember when we won the division, we're going around with the big American flag, and we had it right in the middle of the diamond, right around the pitcher's mound. So, yes, we had a great season, but I think we thought more about everyone else than what we were doing.
Jeff, that's a super spot. Great job. Always a pleasure to talk. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you coming on today.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.